Hi, welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and this is the aftermath. Well, what do I say about Saturday's game? Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, if there was an alien that came from outer space that knew nothing about Arsenal and you wanted to take him to show him just what Arsenal's all about right now, if you took him to Saturday's game against West Ham, that would have encapsulated everything you need to know about Arsenal. At times, absolutely brilliant. At other times, terrible. Can't defend. No leaders on the pitch. But there is a bit of fight and there is a lot of skill. And it is a brilliant team, but there's just something missing. And that's what it was on Saturday. Got off to a great start. 2-0 up, flying. I thought we was playing some fantastic football. Iwobi was brilliant. The Iwobi-Welbeck thing, their pace. Ozil scored a great goal. Sanchez on the score sheet again. Football, brilliant stuff. The way we were just popping the ball around. We looked like the home team. West Ham looked like the away team. They're a bit unfortunate to get a goal disallowed. Let's face it, that was true. But El Neni and Coquelin in the middle, I thought were excellent. El Neni, Ozil, bossing the midfield. And then what happens? The usual. A team doesn't have to do much work to score against Arsenal. They put a lump up front. They planned it. Fair to play to Bilic because he knows the weaknesses of Arsenal. Put the big man up front, Andy Carroll, swung the balls in, and he did the rest. Our defending was diabolical. Defending, first of all, to let the crosses come in. Poor from the centre-backs or whoever was near there. You know that Andy Carroll's in there, so he feeds off of crosses. If the ball's to feet, he ain't all that. And then when the ball did come in, the way Gabriel in particular and Koscielny dealt with it was absolutely terrible. There's no leaders in that defence. That's one thing, I suppose, when Per Mertesacker's in there, he's got a bit more leadership to him. But Gabriel, he's new to the league, and it showed on Saturday. He just got bullied. And listen, my brother was saying to me, I think Gabriel might have been a bad signing. I don't think he was. I think Gabriel will come good as a player. But at the moment, I think he needs somebody next to him who's going to lead. Koscielny's not a leader either. He needs somebody next to him who leads as well. Koscielny's a great defender, but he needs someone sometimes to tell him what position to get into. And, you know, although he came back, you know, a hat-trick from Andy Carroll, who's been useless all season, props up with a hat-trick in the game. We did come back into it. We did score. Koscielny got us a goal back, but 2 points dropped. And then when you saw the results yesterday, I kind of knew that Tottenham would beat United. United away, poor. And great result by Leicester up there at Sunderland. And I think basically what we saw yesterday, that was the end of our title hopes. We're all really flat this morning. And just really, really poor from Arsenal. Really, really poor. Let's get into what you guys had to say about it. Collie Leicester said, we contained West Ham brilliantly up until the 2 goals, and then we kept pushing for a third. Terrible tactics employed by Wenger. Why do we always have to push for that 3rd, 4th, 5th goal? I mean, a couple of weeks ago, to be fair, against Everton, we didn't do that. We got 2-0 up, and then we just kept the ball. We kept the ball. We stayed compact. We stayed organised. Why on Saturday, when 2-0 up, why are we pushing for 3, 4? I mean, listen, don't get me wrong, there has to be a balance because you want to kill a game off as well. Because you know what they say about 2-0, that's always a dangerous lead because a team gets one back, then they can push for that equaliser. But I think, you know, half-time's coming, you've conceded one, just shore it up. Just what other teams do, what Arsenal can't do. Do things like waste time. You know, buy a foul, waste time, slow it down. We're terrible at doing that. Gonna Talk A.F.C said, same old Arsenal. Something has to change in the summer in order for us not to have another shocking season. And that is so true. Something has to change. Is it going to be the manager? Well, listen, I said this on Saturday. We all know Arsene Wenger is not going to leave. He's not going. He's always seen a contract out. They're not going to sack him because he's always seen his contracts through. He'll be there for another year at least. That means in the summer, something has to change with the transfers. We need players. Well, players are going out. But we need quality players, and we need a leader on that pitch. We need another centre back. We need a quality seasoned centre back. I don't know who that is, but we need that type of player, and we need another leader in that team. Somebody who's going to boss the rest of the team around and keep them organised, because we just ain't got that at the moment. Someone who would on Saturday just have said, you know what, slow it down. What's the rush? Slow down. Oh, Notorious Freds says, please stop reminding us of the game. That was our season, basically in a match. He says it as well. Start good, false hopes, then fail. Jesse Beardsworth says, the fact that we can make Andy Carroll as clinical as Messi just goes to show what we're all about. Also, Iwobi is a future star. Iwobi is brilliant, by the way. Well done to Iwobi. Flirt Zuka also says Iwobi has a brilliant pass for the last goal. Gabriel needs to learn a lot. He's got a lot to learn, and we need a world-class striker and defender as soon as possible. Palm Wine Pappy says, questionable selection that cost us big time. We still don't adjust within games. We are one-dimensional and predictable. Maybe at half-time, maybe what Arsene Wenger should have done was brought on Per Mertesacker to add that bit of extra height to cope with the threat of Andy Carroll. Some people were saying, I interviewed DT on Saturday, he felt that Petr Cech should have been in there, he would have been more commanding in it. But I disagree with that kind of, because I thought Ospina didn't do anything wrong in the game. He was let down by poor defending. Arsenal Vin says, we drew at a hard place. 2-0, the 2-0 scoreline was flattering. They were dangerous all game. It's not where we lost the title. It's not where we lost the title. Let's have it right. West Ham have not lost at Upton Park or the Bowling or whatever you want to call it for a very, very long time. I think it's August was the last game that they lost there. So it was always going to be a really, really tough game to go there and to get a result. And, you know, listen, but in the context of things, being 2-0 up, you've got to see that out. Rahul says, Rafa Benitez will be free in a few weeks' time. Just a thought. What are you talking about? Rahul, sorry. Rahul, respect your opinion, mate, but I'm sorry. I don't want Rafa Benitez. I do not want Rafa Benitez anywhere near our team. Listen, he's not a bad manager. I don't think, you know, he picked up an impossible job in Newcastle, but that's not what we want at Arsenal. Although defensively, I'd say he sets up teams better defensively than Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger, I don't know what it is. He just does not know how to put teams out there to defend. And basically, that is what's cost us the league this season. Really, really, really disappointing. Listen, leave your comments below. Let us know what you thought about the game. I'm so depressed. Basically, it's like our season's gone. You know, we've got to keep fighting till the end. You know, there's no chance of winning the league for me now, but we got to keep fighting to the end. Let's, you know, try and at least restore back a bit of pride. But it's really, really disappointing. Arsene Wenger and those players need to have a really hard look at themselves in the summer. Something has to change, and if it's not going to be the manager, I think personally that if the manager doesn't go, then he's in his last year of his contract. So maybe bring in a director of football who's going to oversee the transfers, because I feel that that's where we've lost the league this season, because we didn't go out there and get the players that we needed in the summer, and it's cost us big time, big time, because we didn't have the players to get us over the line, didn't have the players to cope with the injuries that we know we're going to get every year. We didn't buy the right type of players. We didn't buy any, but we needed players like defenders, world-class striker. Why is it I know, nearly all of you guys know, but our manager doesn't know? I don't get it. Why is he always like this in the transfer market? Why? And for me, that's why in this last season that he has, because as I said, I don't think he's going to walk. That needs to be taken away from him, and somebody else needs to look after transfers. He can have an input into it, obviously, but I think a director of football, because basically, even if he's going to go, he'll only have a year left. So if he's trying to bring players in, they'll be unsure of who's going to come in afterwards. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of these clubs across Europe, like your Real Madrids and Barcelona and teams like that, have director of football, because they're like, you know what, to keep that continuity, if the manager moves on, we still have somebody who can reassure the players that we bought you for this long-term 5 years or whatever it is. I don't know. Guys, what do you think needs to change? I know a lot of you, I know what you're going to say, but let's assume, I want to move this debate on a little bit. Let's assume that Arsene Wenger is not going to go in the summer, which looks highly unlikely. I think the only way he wouldn't go is if we didn't get our usual top four, right? I think we'll get the top four, especially you look at Man United, they're way back now. Assuming that Arsene Wenger is still there, what needs to change for us to be able to have a chance of winning the league next season? That's what we all want. Leave it in the comments below. Don't forget, check out our shop, t-shirts like this one, still available. Also, don't forget to look out for a brand new channel coming. It's called Man Like Robbie. It's me talking about football in general. We're going to be at the Euros. We're going to be... Listen, I don't even want to reveal too much of it, but it's coming soon. You'll see information here on Arsenal Fan TV. Brand new channel that's going to be starting up, so make sure you subscribe to that channel when it comes on board. And of course, you can always catch me here on Arsenal Fan TV. I'm depressed.